Games! Hello, I'm Adam Pacitti from Cultaholic.com, and I'm on holiday next week, so balls to ya. I'm going to get some plugs out of the way early. The Pacitti Mania t-shirt is available for just 48 more hours. Cultaholic.com, click the shop link, purchase now, be a hot stud like me. Tom is doing a new show on Twitch today, 2 p.m. BST. It's called Love You By Fridays. It's going to be great. It's the first one, so it might be a disaster, but tune in because we all love a disaster. And finally, the Goodbye stream, the end of lockdown stream, streaming tomorrow here on YouTube, youtube.com/cultaholic/live, streaming reactions. A big old lovely watch along to Money in the Bank 2011, then heading over to Twitch, twitch.tv/cultaholic. Let's do the news, you bastards! Headlines! AEW are said to be very upset with one of their stars following this week's Dynamite. We have an update from Marty Jannetty following a troubling Facebook post. And a big match has been made for NXT TakeOver 30. We'll tell you more in a bit. So we are kicking things off with the news that AEW are very upset with one of their wrestlers following this week's Dynamite. And if you watch that particular TV show, you can probably guess who I'm talking about. I am, of course, talking about Sammy Guevara, who busted open Matt Hardy big time, throwing a chair into that poor man's face, and there was blood everywhere. It was gruesome. A great visual, but gruesome. And yeah, apparently he's in serious hot water. Couldn't come at a worse time, really, for Sammy Guevara, who's obviously just come back from a recent suspension as well. And so, speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio, Brian Alvarez said, well, Matthew Hardy got about 10 stitches afterwards, and Sammy got a very stern talking to by a number of people who were very upset with this. Obviously, he was not supposed to throw the chair full force into Matt Hardy's head. You think? I don't know what happened, probably got excited, but that was brutal. And it certainly was. Alvarez also commented that he thinks that Sammy likely threw the wrong chair, which is why it messed Matt Hardy up so much. But to be honest, any chair to the head is probably going to mess you up a fair bit as well, isn't it? Matt Hardy has commented on Sammy's despicable behaviour, taking to Instagram, posting first a photo of the Crimson Mask, and then a video of the incident itself. The first one, the photo, simply says, receipt incoming. So I wouldn't like to be Sammy Guevara right now. And the second one says, I don't die, little bitch, to you. So there you go. Obviously, this is going to continue building, but things have just... They've heated up a little bit, I think it's fair to say, and this will be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how it goes down in the following weeks, and if Matt Hardy legitimately batters the bastard. We will see. Sticking with AEW now, and Dave Meltzer has made an interesting comment on the Wrestling Observer Radio regarding AEW and the fact that they are postponing certain key moments, certain big moments are being put off until they are able to perform in front of a crowd once again. A proper crowd, not just some wrestlers going like that. So, the quote is, there's a lot of stuff that they want to do that would have already been done, that would have already happened, except they don't want to peak somebody when there's no crowd. Some things really need to get that giant pop, and you can't get that giant pop in this situation, so it's best to save them. But the problem is, what if we're like this for another year? And I think that's a fair point. This could go on for some time yet. So, what we can gather from this is that the things that are planned aren't especially time sensitive. We've obviously seen some pretty big stuff anyway happen, even during the lockdown era. We've seen the debuts of FTR, Matt Cardona, heaps of indie stars challenging Cody for the TNT title. But what could this be? My guess is as good as yours. The things that immediately popped into my head that are possible, I don't want to say it, but CM Punk, maybe. Who knows? And I'm not going to talk anymore about CM Punk, don't worry. Sting is an option. Rumours of Sting and his contract is finished with WWE. AJ Hazard, another top indie name, could pop up. But essentially, I'm going to leave this to you. I want you to take to the comments right now. What are AEW postponing that we will see when they're able to perform in front of a live crowd once again? It's down there. Let me know. Next up, we have an update on the Marty Jannetty situation. Just in case you didn't see yesterday's news video, or you're out of the loop for some reason, Marty Jannetty, a couple of days ago, made a very troubling Facebook post claiming essentially that he had killed a man, that he had made a man disappear, were his words. And the language that he used sort of insinuated that maybe this wasn't the only time it had happened. He said this the first time I made a man disappear. So really, really concerning stuff. And the police are now investigating this. They say it's not a big priority because they've got other homicide cases to investigate, but there are people working on this right now. They're investigating Marty's claims on social media. Anyway, Marty Jannetty has given an update. He called in to Boston Wrestling Sports YouTube channel to address that claim that he killed somebody when he was 13 years old back in 1973. And he went through a bit of the story and a few key quotes from this. I can't say he deserved to die, but he deserved to get his arse beat. He said that he wasn't trying to kill the man when he was, and I quote, beating him in the head with a brick, but when the man died, he then tried to get rid of the body. And one more quote just to cover here. Can you imagine dragging a guy that just tried to F you in the arse? Can you imagine dragging him to the river and throwing him in, and then finding out on the news the dude's missing? You know the dude, and you know more than that. That affected me bad, bro. He's been advised not to comment further by legal representatives, and then he's gone and said those things. Who knows what to make of this? I mentioned yesterday, but Marty Jannetty clearly is not a well man at all. This isn't the first time he's made concerning social media posts, but this is certainly the most out there, for want of a better term. It's really, really crazy stuff. And essentially, it doesn't sound like this is going to be too difficult to investigate if what he's saying is true. He's mentioned there that after this, the news covered it. A news report covered it. So you've got to imagine that the police won't have to do too much investigating to figure out who this man may be. We will keep you updated on this insane story. And yeah, I just, once again, think twice before posting, because I've seen so many people posting jokes about Marty. Think twice about doing that on social media, because the guy, as I say, he's clearly not mentally in a good place. Next up, a big old match has been set for the upcoming NXT TakeOver 30. It's something that was built to quite heavily at the end of this week's NXT Weekly show. I am, of course, talking about Adam Cole, baby, taking on Pat McAfee. What a sentence that is as well. So, Triple H appeared on ESPN's Get Up, and essentially made that match official. He set the challenge there. August 22nd, it's happening. The graphics are out there already. Adam Cole has tweeted about this. Let me make this crystal clear for everyone, especially you, Pat McAfee. Hunter is the one who can make this match happen, but I will be the one kicking your ass at TakeOver 30. Sorry, hashtag TakeOver XXX. If you're as bad as you think you are, accept. I dare you. Pat McAfee has responded with a promo that was filmed at the beach. And he said, August 22nd is going to be a problem for the guy who once called himself the King of NXT. And Triple H, you said you're going to be able to make me famous? Well, your biggest guy, not literally, is about to get famous, and it's going to be for eating another right foot to the mouth. I accept. Here we go. Yeah. I'm not especially excited for this, I won't lie. I think it's interesting what they've done. I think the stuff on Pat McAfee's show was creative, but also the acting wasn't great. And then the bit that I thought was really good is before NXT, they Pat McAfee tweeted a nice picture with him and Adam Cole being like, hey, we made up, you know, this, we've squashed the beef. And then obviously the stuff played out on NXT. I thought that tweet was good because it really suckered people. It was just like, oh, okay, maybe it wasn't a work. And now we know, of course, that it is. I don't know a great deal about Pat McAfee and his history. There will be people who are really excited about this. I think he's very good at his job in WWE. What I've seen, I've really, really enjoyed. But I don't know. We'll see. I want to be proven wrong on this, to be honest. I really do, because you want to enjoy stuff. And maybe he'll go out there and it will be a 5-star classic. It won't be, but it could be a lot of fun. There's probably going to be lots of shenanigans, and we'll see. We'll see come August 22nd. Just to confirm as well, the other 2 matches announced for TakeOver: Io Shirai versus Dakota Kai for the women's title, and the North American ladder match is shaping up quite nicely despite the loss of Dexter Lumis, who is out injured. Bronson Reed, Damian Priest versus 3 more people who are going to be decided over the next few weeks on NXT. Bring it on. And finally, and this is my last news story before I go on holiday for a whole week. And it's ratings news! Come on, get the cat excited! AEW and NXT numbers are in. Let's talk about them. Long and short of it, AEW won! They've won the Wednesday Night Wars! So the numbers are, AEW's Dynamite was up 16.6% in total, averaging 901,000 viewers. NXT also up 6.5% increase, averaging 753,000 viewers. That is a combined viewership of 1.654 million viewers, which is higher than the average viewership of the 3rd hour of Raw. Interesting, right? So more people watching those 2 shows than the 3rd hour of Monday Night Raw. There you go. I'm not going to go any further into the figures. They're all out there if you want to be a loser and look them up and get your glasses on it. You do you. Anyway, thank you very much. One more reminder, I'm going to be live streaming tomorrow, 7 p.m. BST, with some lovely Money in the Bank 2011 reactions. It's the end of the lockdown streams, and then we're heading over to Twitch afterwards, so come and join us there too. But if you're not available tomorrow, genuinely just want to say thank you so much for your support during the lockdown period, whatever you want to call it. Thank you very much for tuning in to all of the streams and supporting us. It's been a rough old time for everybody, so your support has been it's been overwhelming, truly. I really, really appreciate you guys. I am going to go and record 2 voiceovers, write some metadata, and then I'm done. I'm off. But I will see you tomorrow. Bye.